So where have people heard this?
Okay, welcome back to the George Benson Football Channel. Welcome to an extra video. The chair's broken, just give me a sec. Flipping leg. I really need an office chair. So this is a message to David Luiz. I didn't want to be making this video. I've posted a couple of videos with David Luiz on my YouTube channel in the past week or so. I even asked him in an interview how much he loved the club. He said he loved the club. David Luiz is trying to force a move away from Chelsea to not just sign for anybody. Maybe he's trying to go back to Brazil. Maybe he wants to go back to... No, he wants to go to Arsenal, apparently, which is absolutely bonkers in my mind. It's bonkers for many reasons. Well, it makes sense in the case that Arsenal desperately need a centre-back, but I interviewed David Luiz last week, and I'm not just saying this as like a plea for him to stay, but I genuinely felt as though when you meet David Luiz and you chat to him in person, even people that were working at the ground, the training ground, whilst I was interviewing David Luiz, he was advising them on like the closest place to go and get water. He's a man who knows Cobham. He's a man who knows Chelsea very well. He's come back for a second spell, and I genuinely believe that he does love the football club. And I think this is one of those things where I might be making this video now, and come when the transfer window shuts tomorrow, or whenever it is, I think it's tomorrow, we may be just looking at this as just some crazy, like, desperate story of Arsenal trying to sign David Luiz. But at the same time, David Luiz could become an Arsenal player, and there could be some reasons as to why this has happened. Obviously, my mind is going a little bit crazy, thinking like, okay, if we get rid of David Luiz, I mentioned in my video of the 6 things we learn about the draw against Borussia Mönchengladbach that I felt as though David Luiz had a massive part to play in the structure of Chelsea this season, particularly playing 4 at the back with 2 centre-backs, playing against the high-press side. I said that I thought we needed a player who can play a long ball across the pitch. David Luiz is one of the best in the world at doing that, and we needed somebody to be able to get us out of trouble by playing those kind of passes. So if David Luiz leaves and we're not able to bring anybody in because we've got a transfer ban, it leaves us with Rudiger, Zuma, Christensen, and Fikayo Tomori. Tomori hasn't yet gone out on loan, and I think that he won't go out on loan if David Luiz goes. He won't be able to because it would leave us very short in a centre-back position. So here's what might have happened, and again, this is all hypothetical. I have absolutely no idea. There's been a lot of conversations going on amongst the Chelsea fan base about who's going to start the game against Manchester United. I've recorded my Man United preview. I was intending on releasing it in the next couple of days, and I put David Luiz in my starting 11. Potentially, Frank Lampard has got all of these crazy decisions going on in his mind, and instead of having the players thinking like, oh, am I going to start? Am I going to be playing? Like, what part do I play in? This kind of thing. He may be already going out there in training and saying, this is my 11 that is playing against United this weekend. I know so many of you have done so well in various positions, in various games during pre-season, but this is the 11 that I'm picking for United, and maybe, potentially, if there is any truth behind this story, David Luiz might not have been in that 11, which has then made him think like, oh, well, what the hell is going on? I'm over 30 years old. I'm not first choice. Christensen and Zuma are ahead of me. What do I do? Potentially this is the case. I'm not going to send him a DM on Instagram and try and figure it out. I'm just a fan, the same as any of you guys are of Chelsea Football Club, and when I see stories like this, I've got my opinion and I've got my thoughts behind it. I think it would be a disaster for Chelsea to lose David Luiz in the squad. You can also see from the flipping interview I posted on my channel, if you haven't yet seen it, link in the description, he is such a great figure to have around the young, youthful players coming through at Chelsea because he knows the club, he's experienced, he's a personality within the dressing room that makes everybody feel comfortable. He's always sitting with the younger players when they're flying places, on the coaches. He's a very, very good character to have in the dressing room. And not only would we be losing him to a direct rival who need a player in David's position in Arsenal, but we can't even sign anybody. It's not like we can go and panic buy. I mean, can we get Michael Hector back? Is there any chance of that happening? I think it's a little bit crazy, and I really hope that this is just some desperate attempt from Arsenal to sign somebody. If they do get him, fair play to Arsenal. I'm not going to sit here and be bitter about it. I'll be pissed off. I'm not going to lie, because I don't want to lose David Luiz, and I personally, for one, believe he does love Chelsea Football Club. But from the reasons I've mentioned within this video today, you could see why there could be some truth in it. I would love for you guys to let me know in the comments down below. There is a massive backlash, even behind my screen right now. I'm looking at TweetDeck and I'm just looking at people bashing David Luiz for all of the mistakes he's made in the past, which I think is also a little bit crazy considering, you know, the last time we all listened to Sky Sports News, Dybala was a Man United player, Flippin' Eriksen was a Man United player, and what's going on with that one? Transfer deadline day is tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff going on. Let me know what transfers you think are going to happen in the comments down below. I flipping hope David Luiz doesn't go. It will leave us in a bit of a sticky situation, and we don't want to be strengthening a rival and losing such a huge character in the Chelsea dressing room. As always, let me know your thoughts. Carry on the conversation in the comments down below. And if you haven't checked out today's earlier video, Tilda picked her fantasy team, and she also picked David Luiz. So go and check that one out. I will catch you in the next video. See you later.